Hello YouTube, Fifi fan here, coming to you with a Magnolia deck profile. This is post brush with the legends. I know that this is late, and the next set is on its way, but I was kind of bored and I had just been doing some remote fights with it. First remote fights I've ever done. Had a couple games with it. Really comfortable with this build that I have. So I'm just gonna get started now. So I have starter Lotte. I have the right line, the actual Magnolia right line. I know some people play the Zorga right line to gain advantage with their hand, but I think that this works best for Magnolia. One reason being it just helps you generate units on the board. It helps with one of the other units that I have, the first victory turn. If everything goes well, then you will have at least like two other units. When he is rolled upon by Lattice, he takes the top card and calls it. If it's a grade 3 or order, it goes to Soul. This one, when this is rolled on by Magnolia, you will Soul Blast one, and then reveal the top card. If it's anything other than a unit, then you just add it to your hand. Otherwise, you would call it. And then you have Magnolia. Magnolia at the end of the battle, counterblast one. Choose one of your rear guards. Until the end of the turn, that unit can attack from the back row and it gets +5. The Persona Ride turn, all three of my back row units can attack. And they get the +5 as well. So that's it from the right line. Sit over here for now. Now I'm going to go to the Great Zeros. First we have heals, 4 heal triggers. Nothing else to say about those. They heal you. I don't know any deck that's not playing heal triggers right now. For crit, helps push for game, push damage. I have 4 of the 20k front. This is a bit controversial because I know a lot of people don't run this one or don't run fronts in Magnolia specifically. But I actually like this for a couple reasons. It's good for defense. I do run some cards in here that don't have shield, so this just kind of like makes up for that. Um, it helps you push for numbers, especially during your Persona Ride turn, or just any turn really. If your opponent, you know, has a damage trigger, it'll help push past that. It also helps with your opponent guarding you, because once they know you run triggers, they'll be less likely to like 2 card guard you. Not saying that they won't do it, but they'll be less likely to do it. Really good mind game. I'll take that there. Next, I run 3 draws. I was really debating whether I would run 4 draw and 3 crit, or 4 crit and 3 draw. And I've come to the conclusion that draws I don't really need. I would rather have the crit than the draw. From the right line, you already get a decent amount of advantage, and I still have draws, so it helps me draw into my pieces later on. Last but not least, I have the over trigger, and this is the Cray one. I'm not running the Storkea one. I know a lot of people like the Storkea over trigger. I like it too, but I prefer this one. This just helps me push a lot more, and this works very well with one of the other grade 2s that I run here. And it helps me be able to give like either like 3 or 4 other units 100 million. And when I'm pushing, I'm just ready. Like I'm really trying to push. Like, and I mean for large numbers, not just like front numbers. All right, these are done here. Next, grade ones. Mm, have four Urgula. Um, Second best card of the deck. Really just amazing card. Really does put in work. It's not very powerful. It's just a standard just 8K booster, but the effect to rearrange other cards is low key like it's amazing. It helps you just make columns. It helps you just move around things to just for numbers sake. It also protects a unit that's in front of it. So basically, when you would move or swap rear cards during your main phase, you can also move within the same row. Your unit in front of this unit cannot be chosen by your opponent's effect. So this actually protects the unit that's in front of it. So, like if you have a grade two that you want to protect against somebody that might snipe it for like defensive reasons, it's just a really great card to have. Like I said, it helps like move around for numbers. Protects the unit in front of you. Just all around, just amazing card. Next, we have for PGs. Newest PG. Great addition to the game. Just really helps out for against decks that really push you. And Magnolia doesn't normally have like just really big hands, for guarding, because you like throw it all up on the board to push for like just insane attacks. Um, So it's really good for Magnolia and stuff like that. It really makes some of the other decks really good too. But I just think that it's just a really awesome addition to it here. So when this is placed on Guardian Circle, you choose one unit and it cannot be hit until the end of the battle. If your hand has two or more cards, choose a card from your hand and discard it. All right, last but not least, I have three of the Festival Collection Seven Hornbeast Kusi. Um, It does not have shield. This is one of the cards I was telling you that just doesn't have shield. But it makes up for the big attack. Uh, you can't call it to another rear guard, or you can't call it to another rear guard. So that makes Ursula just really important when you're using this card. It's a good card to put behind your Vanguard early game, so it makes your opponent less likely to guard. So it's really good for like pushing crits early because that happens. But like I said, it doesn't have any guarding or shield, but it does have this insane boosting and insane attacking. Right, next is grade twos. And actually like so many grade twos, but they're all just really good. So first we have best card in the deck, best addition from Brush with the Legends. We have Seven Hornbeast Dominaru. Best card. It helps early game, multiple attacks. It gives itself plus 5k when it's targeted by the Vanguard. It doesn't use counterblast, so it helps mitigate your counterblast use, and helps with the resources. You don't really use Soul for anything else other than like maybe one other card. And between that card and this card, you always kind of want to use it for this one. For the other card, it's mostly just like a finisher type thing. When this unit is placed on rear guard, if you have a Vanguard is a Silver Hornbeast Magnolia, you'll Soul Blast one. Choose one of your rear guards until the end of turn. That can it can attack from the back row and it gets plus 5k. When this card is chosen by the Vanguard effect, it gives itself 5k. So not only does it get 5k from Magnolia's effect, it gives 5k to itself from being targeted by Magnolia. Best card in the deck. Absolutely love it. Next, have three Duger, mainly here for numbers. If you have four or more other rear guards, this unit gets plus 5k. And like I said, it works very well with the rod line. Normally, if everything goes right during your first grade 3 turn, he'll be turned on. Okay. I have three Silverhorn Beast Aglio. I don't see very many people or any people really use this card. This card is mainly here just for numbers. What it does is you retire this unit and you give 2 units plus 5k. So this works well with the next grade 2 that I want to show you. It just helps make numbers. It's good for the grade 2. It's good for something that may not be hitting numbers during your Persona Blast turns. And while you do like neg 1, it's giving power to push. And you're not really looking for advantage. You're looking to end the game. Last card is just a really amazing card. Top 5 card of the deck here. I have 3 Silverhorn Beasts Gnosula. Works well with numerous cards in the deck. It's just a really, really just amazing card. From the back row, when this unit will attack and you counterblast 1, choose one of the other rear guards, and it gets the power that this power has. So it works well with Dominomaru, like first grade 3 turn. You'll give this plus 5. I think your first grade turn is always better to give your effect to attack from the back row to a different unit, and then you'll give your if you have the if you have the counter blast for it, then you'll give the other effect to Dominomaru. But basically, it works very well with Dominomaru. It works well with like triggers. It works well with all the triggers, especially the over trigger. And that is the reason why I'm running the Cray Elemental over trigger. So not only do you give 2 units 100 million, you'll give this 100 million, you'll give something else. This will give another attacking unit 100 million. 3 attacks, just amazing, 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 amazing. You always want to put the power from any triggers to Gnosula. The last card that I'm running, or that is a unit card at least, is another copy of Lattice. I was really debating on whether to play this or play something else. I don't really know anything else that will do what this card will do. I basically have this in as a finisher of sorts. This is the only other card that uses the soul. But like I said, between these two here, I always kind of want to use the soul for this, and then like this as a finisher if I can. So the last grade 2s that I'm playing are 2 orders actually. And this is optional, but they both actually help me out pretty pretty much every game. Like I said, I am running some cards here that you saw earlier that just don't have shield. These 2 are effectively triggers. So what it says is a blitz order, so you play it during the battle phase here. Choose one of your unit, it gets plus 5k until the end of that battle. If you have 3 or more back row rear guards, it gets plus 15k instead of 5. I'm only playing 2. I think playing any more than 2 is actually like it's setting yourself up for failure. You can only play 1 during the battle phase anyway, and it really messes with your it really conflicts with your ride line. I'll probably make a separate video for tips and tricks, because if you're not running these, you can run other cards that have power. Okay, so that's it for the grade 2s. And then last but not least, we have 3 extra copies of Magnolia. I explained Magnolia already. This overall good card. This was actually my first ever deck profile, first video, so please be kind. Like I said, this is a bit late, but for those who are looking to get into the get into the game and play Soul Carrier and want to play Magnolia, this is just a deck to start off with. Thanks for watching. Like I said, I'll probably be making a video for tips and tricks, mulligans and stuff like that later on. See you later, guys.